If God's advice has touched your heart, you can support the channel by donating via the QR code or the link in the description. May God bless you.
My child, you are not here by accident. Pause for a moment and let that truth settle into your heart. Out of thousands who scrolled without stopping, you stopped. Out of countless voices calling for your attention, you heard mine. That alone sets you apart. You may think this was a small choice, a simple pause, but heaven does not see it that way. If you knew what just aligned in your favor because you stayed, your heart would tremble with awe. Listen to me carefully now. I am not speaking loudly because truth does not need to shout. I am speaking clearly because this moment matters. Most people ignore my whispers, not because they are bad, but because they are busy, distracted, or tired. They rush past moments that could have changed everything, never realizing what they left behind. But you did not rush past. You opened this. You stayed, and because you did, your future is standing at the edge of transformation. You may not feel it yet, but something has already shifted simply because you listened. Beloved, you are the luckiest person in this moment, not by chance, not by accident, but by design. I guided your attention here. I slowed your hand. I held your gaze. Others walked away without knowing what they lost, without realizing what was being offered to them quietly and gently. But you stayed, and staying always changes destiny. Staying is not passive. Staying is a response. Staying is a yes whispered by the heart before the mind fully understands. Do not leave right now. Do not tell yourself you will come back later. Later is not guaranteed in the way you think. This moment is rare. Sacred moments do not always announce themselves with signs and wonders. Sometimes they arrive softly, asking only for your attention. What you are about to receive has the power to shift your entire life, not by force but by alignment. Because you are here, everything after this can be different. I know you may wonder why this feels important, even though nothing dramatic has happened yet. Let me tell you why. Your life is shaped not only by big decisions, but by small responses. The future does not always change in loud moments. Often it turns quietly when someone chooses to listen instead of scroll, to stay instead of rush, to open instead of ignore. That is what you just did. You chose presence over distraction, and presence always invites my movement. You have been searching even if you could not put words to it. There has been a restlessness in you, a sense that something more is waiting, a quiet longing for direction, clarity, or peace. You have asked questions in silence that no one else heard. I heard them. I see the weight you carry, the thoughts that keep returning, the hope you try to protect even when disappointment has visited you before. This moment is not disconnected from those prayers. It is part of my response. If this is speaking to something deep in your heart right now, take a moment and write yes in the comments. Let that simple word be your agreement with what is shifting inside you. Many people miss what could change them because they are trained to move quickly, to consume without listening, to pass by without receiving. Distraction has become normal. Busyness has become comfortable. Stillness feels unfamiliar, but you paused, and that pause is powerful. It tells me your heart is still soft. It tells me you are still willing to listen. It tells me you have not closed yourself off even after everything you have been through. You may not think of yourself as different, but difference often looks like quiet sensitivity, like noticing when others do not, like feeling a pull to stay when others feel a push to leave. You are different not because you are better, but because you are open. Openness is rare, and I always meet it. I want you to know that nothing about this moment is wasted. Even if you do not yet understand why you stopped, even if you cannot explain what drew you here, trust that I know. I work in ways that do not always make sense immediately. I plant seeds before you see fruit. I align paths before you recognize direction. What matters is that you are here now, listening, present, available. There is a reason I am asking you not to leave, not because I want to trap you, but because I want to give you something. When you rush away from sacred moments, you often leave carrying the same weight you came with. When you stay even just a little longer, perspective begins to shift, peace begins to settle, understanding begins to form, I am not here to overwhelm you. I am here to reassure you. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not as lost as you sometimes feel. The fact that you are listening right now tells me that your future is still open, still responsive, still full of possibility. The door is not closed. In fact, it is opening wider because you chose to stay. Let your heart relax for a moment. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to figure everything out. Simply be here. Let my words reach you where you are, not where you think you should be. I meet you in honesty, not perfection. I meet you in willingness, not strength. Others may scroll past moments like this every day. They may never know what they missed. But you are here, and being here matters. It always has. It always will. This is not about luck. It is about awareness. It is about a heart that still responds when I speak, and that kind of heart can be guided, protected, and transformed. My beloved child, I want you to hear this slowly and let it sink into the deepest part of you. You did not open this by chance. You did not arrive here randomly. Long before your hand moved, long before your eyes paused, long before your mind decided to stay, this moment was already known to me. I saw it before you did. I prepared it before you sensed it. And I gently guided you here because timing matters. And this timing is not accidental. I know how easy it is to believe that life is made up of small, meaningless moments. A pause, a click, a few seconds of attention. But I do not see time the way you do. I do not waste moments. I do not collide events without purpose. When I align a moment like this with your life, it is because something in you was ready to listen, even if you did not know it yet. There are countless moments you could have moved past without stopping, and many you already have, but this one caught you somehow, and you felt the pull even if you cannot explain why. That pull was not random, it was alignment. It was your spirit responding before your thoughts could interfere. It was a quiet recognition that this moment carried weight. Divine timing is not something mystical and distant, but something deeply personal. Divine timing is when your readiness meets my invitation. It is when your inner hunger aligns with my gentle call. It is when the noise around you softens just enough for you to hear me. That is what happened here. You did not stumble into this moment. You stepped into it before you were born. I knew the shape of your heart. I knew how you would think, how you would feel, how you would respond to truth when it came quietly instead of loudly. I knew there would be seasons when you would rush like everyone else. Seasons when life would feel too heavy to stop. Seasons when disappointment would make you guarded. And I also knew there would be moments like this. Moments when you would pause, not because everything was perfect, but because something inside you was still open. That openness is not common. Many have learned to protect themselves by moving quickly, by staying distracted, by avoiding stillness. Stillness can feel uncomfortable when you have been hurt, confused, or tired for a long time. But you stopped anyway, and it tells me something about you. It tells me that even after everything, your heart has not closed. What you carry is discernment. Discernment requires sensitivity. Discernment requires patience. Discernment requires a heart that listens before it reacts. Many appear confident because they have learned to move fast, but speed does not equal direction. Noise does not equal clarity, and confidence without listening often leads people far from where they were meant to be. You may have felt slower at times, but slowness protected you. It kept you from walking into things you were not meant to carry. It kept your heart soft. It kept your spirit responsive. What makes you different is that you still hunger. Hunger is dangerous to the enemy. Hunger keeps hearts alive. Hunger keeps people searching. Hunger keeps the door open. Many have filled their hunger with distraction, comfort, routine, or control. They told themselves they were satisfied, but they were only full of noise. You did not settle for noise. You wanted truth. You wanted meaning. You wanted something real. That hunger has guided you here. Hunger is what caused you to pause instead of scroll. Hunger is what made you feel that this moment mattered. Hunger is what allowed you to sense that something was being offered quietly. And because you responded to that hunger, you are now positioned to receive more. If you feel that hunger stirring in you right now, if something in these words is awakening what you have tried to protect, Share this message. Let it reach someone else who needs to hear that their hunger is not weakness but readiness. Do not confuse being different with being isolated. You are not alone. Even if your path has felt lonely at times, I am with you. I walk with those who listen. I reveal myself to those who stay. I entrust more to those who treat moments with care. You are different because you handle moments differently. I know you may have questioned yourself. You may have wondered why others seem unaffected by things that move you deeply. You may have thought something was wrong with you because you could not ignore what others ignored. Let me correct that lie gently but firmly. What you could not ignore was me. What you felt was my presence brushing against your spirit. What stirred you was truth trying to reach you. Being different is not about standing above others. It is about standing available to hear, available to feel, available to respond. That availability is what allows me to guide you in ways others do not experience. It is not because I love you more. It is because you listen more. I want you to stop trying to measure yourself against those who rush. Their path is not your path. Their pace is not your pace. Their silence does not mean peace, and their noise does not mean clarity. You were never meant to run with the crowd. You were meant to walk with me. There will be moments ahead when being different will feel costly again, when you will be tempted to harden your heart, to numb your hunger, to rush just to fit in. Remember this truth then. What makes you different is what keeps you alive. What makes you different is what keeps you hearing my voice. What makes you different is what keeps your future open. I am not asking you to become someone else. I am inviting you to honor who you already are. The sensitive spirit you carry allows you to feel my nearness. The listening heart you have allows you to receive my guidance. The hunger you protect allows you to grow. These are not flaws to fix. They are gifts to guard. You are different because you stayed when others rushed past. You listened when others ignored. You felt when others numbed. And because of that, you are standing in a place of alignment many never reach. Do not lose this part of yourself. Do not bury it to survive. Bring it to me instead. I will protect it. I will guide it. I will use it to lead you into places of peace, clarity, and purpose that noise can never reach. Come closer now and let me speak plainly to your heart. There is a truth I want you to understand, not to elevate you above others, but to help you see the weight of what just happened. I call many. My voice goes out far and wide across moments, across lives, across quiet nudges and gentle stirrings. I whisper through thoughts, through restlessness, through moments that feel like they should not be ignored. Many hear that whisper, many feel the nudge. But hearing is not the same as responding. Feeling is not the same as staying. And that is where the difference lies. Being called is common. Responding is rare. I do not say this with sorrow or frustration, but with clarity. I am always speaking. I am always inviting. I am always reaching. But I never force a response. I do not chase attention. I do not compete with noise. I wait for willingness. I wait for hearts that will pause long enough to listen. And in this moment you did exactly that. You responded. You may not know why you stopped. You may not fully understand what made you stay. You may not have words for the pull you felt, but it does not lessen the power of your response. Many responses begin before understanding arrives. Many of the most important decisions are made quietly, without explanation, without confidence, without clarity. They are made by hearts that are open enough to say, I do not know why, but I will stay. I want you to see how often people feel what you felt and still move on. They sense a moment of pause, a tug in their spirit, a sense that something meaningful is near. But then fear speaks, distraction interrupts, doubt questions, they tell themselves it is nothing. They tell themselves they are imagining it. They tell themselves they will come back later, and later rarely comes. They were called, but they did not respond. I do not withdraw my call when people ignore it. I remain patient. I remain present. But there are moments when the invitation is specific, when the timing is precise, when the alignment is exact. And those moments require a response to be received. You responded to one of those moments. Even if your response was simple, even if it was quiet, even if it was only staying when you could have left, I honor that. I honor your response not because it was dramatic, but because it was sincere. You did not respond with performance. You did not respond with certainty. You responded with openness. And openness is what I have always been seeking. Many people want clarity before they respond. They want assurance before they stay. They want to know the outcome before they say yes. But that is not how relationship works. That is not how trust is built. Trust grows when someone responds without full understanding, when they lean in instead of pulling away, when they stay present instead of rushing past. You responded in that way. You did not demand answers. You did not require proof. You did not wait until it felt safe. You stayed, and that tells me more about your heart than words ever could. I want you to understand something about the choice you made to stay. It was not just a personal decision. It was a spiritual one. Every time someone pauses to listen, to truly listen, a doorway opens. Not just for them, but through them. You staying here created space for something new to enter your life. You staying here signaled to heaven that you are ready for more. You staying here told me that despite everything you have been through, your heart is still tender enough to respond. Many people ask me for signs. They want proof before they believe. They want certainty before they trust. But faith does not work that way. Faith begins with small responses to quiet invitations. It begins when you pause even though you do not know why. It begins when you listen even though you cannot yet hear clearly. It begins when you stay even though you are not sure what you are staying for. That is what you just did. You exercised faith without even realizing it. And I want to tell you what happens when faith shows up in small moments. It grows. What starts as a pause becomes a conversation. What starts as curiosity becomes connection. What starts as willingness becomes transformation. You may think this moment is small, but small moments with me are never truly small. They are seeds, and seeds, when planted in good soil, produce harvests far beyond their size. Your heart is good soil right now. I can see it. It is why I guided you here. It is why this moment was prepared for you. It is why my words are landing in a place inside you that perhaps has been waiting for them longer than you knew. Do not dismiss what you are feeling right now. Do not brush it off as emotion or coincidence. What you are feeling is recognition. It is your spirit recognizing truth, recognizing home, recognizing my voice. There is something I need you to know about the days ahead. They may not look different immediately. You may wake up tomorrow and face the same challenges, the same questions, the same uncertainties. But something has shifted beneath the surface. You have opened a door that was previously closed. You have given permission for me to work in ways I could not work before. You have positioned yourself to receive what has been waiting for you. The weight you have been carrying does not have to define the rest of your journey. The disappointments that have marked your past do not have to dictate your future. The patterns that have kept you stuck do not have to continue. Why? Because you responded, because you stayed, because you listened. And when someone listens to me with an open heart, I can begin to rearrange things that seemed permanent. I can begin to heal things that seemed too broken. I can begin to restore things that seemed too far gone. If you have made it this far, if you are still here reading these words, let me ask you something. Can you feel it? Can you feel that something is different? You may not be able to name it. You may not be able to explain it. But somewhere deep inside there is a knowing, a sense that this was meant to be, a sense that you were supposed to find this today, a sense that something has been set in motion that you cannot yet see but will soon understand. Trust that sense. Do not let logic talk you out of what your spirit is confirming. Your mind will want to analyze, to question, to find reasonable explanations. Let it wonder, but do not let it steal what is happening in this moment. There is a realm beyond logic where I work most powerfully. It is the realm of faith, of trust, of surrender. It is the realm where impossibilities become possibilities. It is the realm where you have just stepped. I am not finished with you. This moment is not the culmination of my work in your life. It is the beginning. It is the doorway. It is the invitation into something you have longed for but perhaps stopped believing could be yours. I am reopening that hope. I am reviving that dream. I am reminding you that your story is not over, that your best chapters have not been written yet, that what you thought was the end was only a pause before a new beginning. Take a moment right now and leave a comment. Just one word. Amen. Let that word be your agreement with everything that is shifting inside you. Let it be your yes to what is being offered. Let it be your acknowledgement that you hear me and you are ready. And if this is resonating with you so deeply that you want others to experience it too, hit that share button. Be the one who helps someone else stop scrolling and start listening. You were called, and you responded. Not everyone does. Not everyone will, but you did. And that response has set you on a different trajectory. The path you were on is merging with the path I have been preparing. The timeline you were following is aligning with divine timing. The future you were heading toward is being redirected toward the future I have designed. There will be confirmations in the days ahead. Small things that will remind you this moment was real. Unexpected peace in situations that used to cause anxiety. Clarity where there was confusion. Doors opening that were previously closed. Do not dismiss these as coincidences. They are confirmations. They are my way of showing you that what happened here was genuine, that what shifted was real, that what began will continue. But I need something from you moving forward. I need you to remember. Remember this moment when doubt tries to creep back in. Remember what you felt here when fear tries to convince you nothing has changed. Remember that you responded when discouragement tries to make you give up. This moment is a marker. It is a reference point. It is proof that you are not alone, that I am with you, that I am working even when you cannot see it. Before you go, I want you to do something. Write these words in the comments. My soul belongs to you. God, let that simple declaration mark this moment. Let it be a stake in the ground that says something changed here, something shifted, something opened. And if this message has touched you, if you feel that pull to share it with someone who needs to hear this, do not ignore that feeling. That is me working through you to reach another heart that is ready to listen. You are not here by accident. You stayed for a reason. And because you stayed, because you listened, because you responded, your path forward is already different than it was before you arrived. Walk in that knowing. Walk in that confidence. Walk knowing that the one who guided you here will continue to guide you forward. This is not the end of our conversation. This is only the beginning.